This is Amy Chan from CakeDecoratingSchool.com, and if you like cake decorating, you're in the right place. If you're interested in these products, check the links in the description.
Cake stands. In this video, we're going to talk about cake stands. So whether it's for a birthday, like a little smash cake, or a birthday party or table, if you're making a dessert table or doing something like a wedding or another big event, you might be thinking about how you're going to display your cakes and treats. And for our side, in our business, typically we use a lot of clear glass stands and white porcelain. That's because having a lot of these in stock means that we can easily customize our displays by just adding in a few pops, potentially of color, a metallic, right? And we can kind of stock up on what's hot any season. So if things like teal are really in, we might purchase a few of those. If rose gold's a thing this year, we'll probably get a few pieces in rose gold. So we like to keep a variety of plain things on hand for our big elaborate dessert tables, and then just mix in a few pieces to help customize them. So whether that's a lacy detail, some rhinestones and bling, right? Or something like that great chandelier one back there, or just a nice metallic, it means that everything will easily work together. We like a range of sizes, so we have some as small as 4 to 6 inches and some larger like 12 to 14 inches. Now, if you're gonna do really, really big wedding cakes, you're gonna wanna go with something like a platform or a riser rather than a pedestal stand. These are generally rated to carry more weight and will come in much larger sizes. So you'll see big platforms that are maybe 24 inches, 16, 18, and those are for larger tiered cakes, and they're gonna be rated to hold much more weight. So they can be a nice addition to some pedestal stands to hold a larger cake, right? Because they'll be able to hold more weight. They can give it a little height, but not too much, right? We don't want to put a really big cake too far up off the table. It'll be hard to cut, hard to serve. It might be a little unsteady. So those riser stands are a really good option for big things, and the pedestal stands are great options for smaller cakes, maybe a small 2-tiered cake, something really petite, but also for things like cupcakes, bars, brownies, cookies, macaron, or any other items you might want to display. So you want to first think about what your theme for your party or your event is, and then pick your pieces based on that. So some of these clear and white glass pieces can be a little more economical. And then you can mix in a few fancier pieces like some of these shiny, lovely metal ones with more of the lace details, if that's the direction you're gonna go. If you're thinking very sleek, plain, and modern, you might want stuff that's monotone and very, very slick in terms of design. So you wanna kind of pull in some of those design details and then make sure that it goes with whatever you're gonna have on display. So if you have a lot of really fancy, frilly cupcakes with a lot of details, maybe some decorative gum paste flowers or something on them, you might want more plain looking displays so that that work you put into those cupcakes will really stand out. So those are just a few things to think about when purchasing in terms of the look. The other thing is how heavy the items you're gonna put on them are gonna factor in as well. So anything like these glass ones can hold usually a couple of pounds. These risers, they're nice, solid metal construction. They're going to be able to hold more weight. So larger items on these, smaller ones on the other ones. And then some of these metal and porcelain kind of pedestal stands, they will hold quite a bit, but because the neck in there, right, the little pedestal part is going to be rather slim, you want to make sure that you're not putting anything too heavy on this. Like, yes, I could get a nice 8-inch round base cake and maybe have a 2 or 3 tier cake on there, but that's maybe not the best idea. Probably the biggest thing I'd want to put on there is a 6-inch round with maybe a 4 on top. Also, some of these porcelain pedestal stands aren't always perfectly level. They're kind of a molded product, and they're 2 pieces that are adhered together. So sometimes the tops can be a little wonky. So you just want to keep that in mind when buying pieces like that. They're never going to be perfect, and you might have to either put a little cardboard shim or something like that underneath it the bottom of the stand or underneath the board of your cake to get things to level out. So those are just a few things to consider. I have a lot more luck with the nice clear glass ones being nice and perfectly level, and also the good quality metal ones. The metal ones are ones that can really range a lot in price in terms of some of them you'll find they're really cheap. They're typically cheap for a reason, so just keep that in mind. Yes, you can get away with using them, especially if it's like a single use for a kid's birthday party and all you're going to throw on there are a few cupcakes. A cheap one will do you. But if it's something that you're going to reuse, that you want to say put heavier items on, and you want it to be really sturdy like some of these that we have, then you're probably going to want to spend a little more money to make sure that you get something that, one, will support the weight of your pastries and goodies, and two, will be able to use for a long time. Now, some of these metal ones were also sets that we got where there were multiples in each set. So this little pink one back here is actually part of a set of 3, and you can actually interchange the bottoms and the tops. So we have different sizes on these little top discs and different heights on the pedestals, which means we can interchange them and mix them up to create even more varied displays with them. So they were actually a really great buy because they're strong enough and we can use them over and over again, and we can mix up the designs. So while they were a little pricier than some of the kind of knockoff options that were out there, we'll be able to keep these for years and use them, and we can use them to display heavier objects. So those are just a few things to consider when looking into buying cake stands, especially if you're doing some events like maybe, and you need a lot of dessert tables, whether it's a wedding, a birthday, an anniversary, or another occasion.
If you enjoyed this video and you'd like more about the cake decorating materials and equipment we use, or just some inspirational videos about cake decorating itself, you can follow us on Insta or YouTube at Cake Decorating School. If you'd like to know more about yearly membership and what it entails, you can go to www.cakedecoratingschool.com for more information. And if you're interested in these products, you can check the links in the description.